Today I'm going to be doing my Raven cosplay breakdown. Raven from the Teen Titans was my very first cosplay ever, 2 years ago I think, at, I think it was 2013 North Carolina Comic Con, and I probably don't have to say it stunk. It was falling apart, it was just didn't look good, but everyone was so nice to me, and I really fell in love with cosplay that day, because even though I was really self-conscious about it and I knew it didn't look good, everyone was still so nice to me. So I'll start off by showing you, I guess, the Leotard. Now, I am a closet cosplayer, which means I would say I save a lot of money, but I don't know how much I actually save. What I do save is a lot of effort. I will buy parts of cosplays and, make some of the others. And at first that was because I really didn't know how to make anything or sew, but ever since then I have started to learn. So, my Leotard is just, I bought it online. Well, I can't for the life of me figure out what I've done with parts of my cosplay, but I will do my best to describe them to you because they're really not a whole lot different from the rest of it. But anyways, you can see that, the ends here are really messed up because my first run of Raven, I had made the pins on her outfit out of air dry clay, and I really didn't know how to sew, and I didn't know how to attach anything, so I just hot glued it on, which was not a good idea. I had sewn elastic onto the ends to attach on my fingers, which, going back, I would not have done that. Luckily for me, I figured something out while I was kind of revamping my costume, and I ended up getting some of those party gloves. I guess I ordered them online for just a couple dollars that I just kind of used instead. I just put them on over this, and the leotard fits a lot better now because the arms aren't being stretched to oblivion. So yeah, store-bought leotard. My first cape I have right here, and this I bought from Party City for a ridiculous amount of money, like a week before the convention. I think prior to that I had tried to dye a white cape blue, but it was like a silky fabric, and the blue dye that I used really didn't take to the silky fabric, and it turned it like lilac instead, so I had to go buy this, and it's actually like not bad quality. However, in terms of cosplay and in terms of Raven as a character, the velvety fabric doesn't really work, at least I think. And since then, again, I've grown as a cosplayer and everything, and I ended up making this cape. And this cape actually has like a pointed hood, and this is just from a pattern that I got, and I was very proud of myself. I did, lining and everything, and I decided, well, it took me like 3 or 4 different tries with the fabric. So see, like, this side is correct, and I got this right, and I like messed up the pattern a lot. And then on this side, and this is actually, I've never entered a competition because I've always been too scared, and I always find an excuse, and for this costume, this was my excuse. This side's fine, but the way that I cut out the pattern wasn't correct, and I cut it out like 3 different times, and I did it wrong every single time. So this one is not the way that it's supposed to, so it actually, I just had to tuck it under and sew it, and that's why I didn't enter the competitions, because this side, even though it looks fine from like the outside, I didn't do it right. Competitions are for fun, but for me, I am always looking for an excuse not to. Her little armbands, too, are just really simple. They're made out of the same fabric as the cloak, and I'll turn them inside out so you can see them, but I folded them over, sewed them a couple times. I actually still have to cut some of the threads off of this because I'm lazy, and turn it inside out, and it slips right onto my wrist. I thought about, though, maybe doing some Velcro, but in the end I figured I could just slip it onto my wrist. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, I don't think it would fall off. Now onto the brooches. I have 2 of these for the arms. I have 1 of them for the cape, and then my belt is just a bunch of these like glued onto a loop belt, like one of those chain belts that I had spray painted gold. And I can't find the belt. I actually need to figure out what I've done with those because I might want to cosplay Raven pretty soon. I'm looking around like maybe it'll magically appear, but I don't think it's going to because my room is a mess. Anyways, this is made out of, a couple years back I did a walk for bladder cancer because my grandmother had bladder cancer and she's okay now. She went through chemo, she got surgery, and she's all better, but I helped organize a bladder cancer walk and we had a whole bunch of those like fight for bladder cancer buttons, and I used when I first cosplayed Raven, I used a ton of air dry clay discs, but those cracked and they broke and they fell off. And for the gemstones I used, I don't know if you know those, like in grocery stores and stuff, they'll have those machines that you put a quarter in and you turn it and a little, like, I don't even know, a little capsule comes out with like a toy. And I got a bunch of those capsules and I used the lids of them. But the problem with that is it's hollow on the inside, and so the only thing adhering it to the clay was the very edges, and if one little bit of that edge came off, the entire thing broke. So, you know, at my first convention, they were all broken and everything. So this is a pin, just a pin that I spray painted it gold, and this is resin, and I've always been a little bit scared to try like resin, like dyeing resin, because I know you can, but I'm too cheap to get the resin dye, and I'm kind of too scared to try to make my own because resin's expensive. But I know that there's like ways that you can do that. So what I did is I just cast this in resin, and I think I just painted the back so it's like still shiny, but I don't know. Oh no, what I did was I had like it's called red candy gloss. I got it from my local craft store, and it's just like a slightly translucent red color that it's supposed to look kind of like, you know, a red hard candy or something. And so I sprayed that instead, so it still kind of looked like a jewel. And again, I had 2 of those for the arms and a belt that I can't find. Alright, so now I'll move on. My shoes I didn't really do anything to, I just ordered dark blue shoes. This is my favorite part of my cosplay. So at first what I tried to do was I tried to make a like dark energy orb, but it really didn't work out that well. So what I decided to do instead was, I don't know how many of you remember that episode, and I don't remember the name of the, I want to say Malakath or Malakar. Malakath's from Skyrim, I'm pretty sure, but anyways, she finds this evil spellbook, and she's got like, there's this prince or something from inside the spellbook that convinces her to let him out and that they be together forever, but instead he ends up being evil, turns into a dragon, and they have to fight him and everything. It was a good BB Ray episode, but this has been in storage, so it's like breaking and everything, and I think what I might do is I might go back over it and maybe cut out some like Warbler, because this is craft foam is what this is. But anyways, what this is this is her spell book, and it is one of those, I just got this from like a home goods store. It's one of those books that's like hollow on the inside and you can open it up, so it's really lightweight. Painted it white. The paint's starting to come off. I probably have to do another coat on that. And then I have, this is made out of craft foam. Like I said, probably would do something else. The edges actually are staying on really good, but I guess this is so thin that it's not really staying on, but I did cut these out, painted them. Yeah, the edges are not budging, but this on the in the middle is gonna fall off any minute. And then, so on the inside, what I wanted to do, because I wanted like a magical kind of effect, is I cut out some like tulle, and I knotted it and hot glued it at the bottom, and I sewed a little like belt loop that I had lying around on the edge so that I could kind of just stick a finger into it and it would look like there's like dark energy coming out of the book. So that's what I did there. That's probably, I think everybody at the convention, because I've only worn an improved Raven to one convention. So everyone, I think, liked the book better than my actual cosplay. But she is one of my favorites, and I still love her to death. And I think the next costume breakdown I'm going to do, maybe upload in a couple days, is C2 from Code Geass. Some people pronounce it Geass. I call it Geass. So C2 from Code Geass. But for now, this is my Raven costume breakdown, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Teen Titans Go!